Hey, good morning. This is Joe from Citrus County Porch Life, bringing you our last reading from November for a Word of the Day, November 30th, 2024. And the word is protection for all. At the personal level, anonymity provides protection for all members from identification as alcoholics, a safeguard often of special importance to newcomers. At the level of press, radio, TV, and films, anonymity stresses the equality in the fellowship of all members by putting the brake on those who might otherwise exploit their AA affiliation to achieve recognition, power, or personal gain. And this is Understanding Anonymity, page 5. I'm not familiar with that work, so I don't know if it's a chapter from a book or the whole book. Attraction is the main force in the fellowship of AA. The miracle of continuous sobriety of alcoholics within AA confirms this fact every day. It would be harmful if the fellowship promoted itself by publicizing through the media of radio and TV, and we would add the internet, the sobriety of well-known public personalities who have become members of AA. If these personalities happen to have slips, outsiders would think our movement is not as strong as they might question the veracity of the miracle of the century. Alcoholics Anonymous is not anonymous, but its members should be. And this is copyrighted in 1990, so I don't really think there was much of an internet there. I seem to remember that we went to bulletin board sites, BBS's, because there used to be a big, thick magazine about this big on any kind of subject. They had a bulletin board for that. And if you want to learn how to play hockey, they had a bulletin board for that. Or if you want to learn to play chess, they had that. Or they had news about chess. And so yeah, this is another one of those dense ones that gets to the heart of AA. In the very beginning of it, when I got in AA, I did not want to be identified as an alcoholic. Just because I didn't want my future to be limited by someone thinking, even though, I get to the point where I had 3 months behind me, I didn't want someone worrying about whether, I'd show up drunk or impaired in some way. It actually did happen to me that I had to discipline someone when I got into nursing, which would have been, I got my license in 1998, and it was a Sunday, third shift, 11 to 7, and I had to wait for the nurse that was working the other floor to come in, and she came in and she reeked of alcohol, and she had been at the beach all day. She probably had heat stroke. She wasn't well enough to work at all, and I had to call my manager and say, look, you're gonna have to send someone in. I can't do both floors. That is a physical impossibility. I have to be on the skill unit. And yeah, they had to get someone in. I had to send her home. She said, oh, I'll sober up by the morning, but she could have done a lot of damage in between. So I didn't want anything like people to think that would happen with me. So I identified as an alcoholic at meetings, but not out in the real world. And yeah, and then it speaks of members. I really thought that what it speaks of here, exploit their AA affiliation to receive recognition, power, personal gain. Now, there were so many Hollywood stars that were coming out of AA programs and doing the 12-step and doing this, going to Betty Ford, like it was the in thing to do, and really kind of ticked me off. And they'd be on the Today Show and on this, and this is what 12 Steps did for me, and totally breaking their anonymity. And if they fell in it, there is one particular star, I won't mention his name, who ended up in jail, so he's been sober about 20 years now, thank God. But he was out there as a voice of recovery, the Hollywood set recovery crowd, and he just kept doing drugs and drinking, and finally the judge said, "I've had enough with you, you're going to jail." He went to jail, and I think that might have been his personal law. I can't speak for anyone, and now you don't hear anything out of him about being in AA, being in a 12-step program. It's so very dangerous. And then the ordinary people who remain anonymous, well, who's this big shot? What? He's just an alcoholic like us. And that's the way it should be. We are all alcoholics. And, no more deserving than the next guy. And it goes on to say again that attraction is the main force. I can't tell you how many. I just wanted to lie back, so my back is hurting me now. I've done a few of these videos because of the holiday coming up, but let's see if I can move it in a little. I'm sorry about that. I'm on a $50 budget. Yeah, that's better. So it just, anonymity is the best thing. That's what I truly, truly believe. And I can't imagine how AA would be if a famous person became a spokesman for it. Either for personal gain or some kind of emotional gain. The face of AA, because if they fall hard, and everybody would know about it. You wouldn't be in an emergency room 5 seconds without people knowing, especially in this internet age where everybody carries around their phone, and just not a good idea. And even more now that we're so interconnected. I'm just happy to be one of the people sitting in the chairs at a meeting. I've done the secretary bit, I did the coffee maker bit, I did the central service rep bit, and I enjoyed all of the jobs. And but it's nice just to go in, grab a coffee, and sit down and listen. As my sponsor said, you have 2 ears and 1 mouth. What does that tell you? You should listen more than you talk. And I miss him. He was such a funny guy. He always had his dog with him. His name was Hervey, Herve. And one of the expressions that he said is, I didn't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out. I didn't understand what that meant at first. But a wonderful, wonderful man. He's passed, but and his dog didn't like too many people, but when I came in, I must have smelled the dog on me. He came and jumped right up in my lap. I say, wow. But as we close out November, I hope it was a good month for you. I hope you enjoyed these. If you did, hit subscribe, hit like, and stay on for more. If you have limited mobility, this is perfect for you. We get together, we don't have to go out of our house. I'm trying to think if I made a single episode of these when I wasn't on the porch. It doesn't bother me sitting out here in cold weather. I'll throw my pajama bottoms on, to put a hoodie on, and do it from here. I love this. I don't like so much the dump trucks going down. Someone told me my microphone was paused. Oh, my microphone was paused. We're gonna have to end this because they're starting to do the lawn next door, and that will be, you will notice that noise. So God bless. Thank you for joining me this November. I look forward to going through December with you and closing out the year and then beginning a new year. That's what we do, a day at a time, a program at a time. A podcast a day keeps the alcohol away. So God bless, stay sober.